Hey, bedheads. Click. Welcome to Coffee with Karen. Ask the Spirit Guides. I hope you're doing well today. So, lots to talk about today. Got a couple messages from the SGs as well. One personal message for us as a community, for each of us individually, and one political message, which is quite interesting. So, if you're new here, welcome. If you are looking for a community of those who are on a spiritual journey exploration, it would be amazing if you stuck around and subscribed and liked this video. That would really help the message get out there and more people to be joining our community. So, hey, perfect mug for that, isn't it? All right. So I wanted to do a follow-up on the 3D to 5D conversation we were having yesterday, because it is something that I'm still exploring, like what sits right with me. And I think that's really the whole idea, again, of this community, is that we're all looking to trust our internal guidance, which is our spirit teams, our higher selves, our own knowing. And in order to do that, we need to look at things from different perspectives, right? And so one of the things that I'm working on getting more clear on is just a common language to use within this community so that we are all sort of on the same page as we move forward in the ascension of our spiritual selves and the ascension of Earth, basically. Okay. Okay. That conversation is a whole different one, but the ascension conversation. So I don't want to go too deep because then it gets a little confusing for people who might be just visiting. But let's just do some clarification. I asked AI to do some clarification for me. So between 3D, 4D, and 5D, just so I can find what I'm currently comfortable with. This sort of makes sense to me. Okay. So I had written to AI. I wrote to AI and I said, many spiritual channelers say we are moving from 3D to 5D on Earth. However, I heard one channeler say that 5D reality means beyond human existence. Okay, so because there's a lot of us who are talking about 5D, and I've been using the term 5D since we read The Golden Future in the Spirit Circle, and we also talked about it in the channel, on the public channel here. So that's 5D is the language that Diana Cooper uses in The Golden Future. Okay. So, but then I heard the 4D and I'm like, wait, I'm a little confused. What are we doing here? So then I said that, which is accurate, basically, which is accurate, 3D to 5D or 3D to 4D. Okay. So AI said, that's a great question. And the confusion around 3D, 4D, 5D stems from different metaphysical frameworks and interpretations. Here's a breakdown to clarify. The standard, in quotes, spiritual narrative is the 3D to the 5D shift, okay? The 3D, just to kind of put some language out there for us, is physical reality, duality, which is good and bad, right or wrong, okay? Linear time, ego-driven consciousness, materialism, and separation. So separation from spiritual world, basically. Okay. The 5D, which is the fifth dimension, is unity consciousness. That's why I wanted to use this mug today. Unity consciousness. Okay. Rather than duality, separation from each other, but duality. Okay. Timelessness, unconditional love. This is 5D. Telepathy, heightened intuition, and a reality where manifestation is instant. Many teachers like Dolores Cannon and Bashar, who is one that I mentioned yesterday, one person who channels Bashar was saying that it's not 5D, it's 4D. So this is where my question came in. But it's interesting that AI specifically said many teachers like Dolores Cannon and Bashar, so I'm assuming Bashar is being channeled through other people as well. I'm not 100% sure about that. Suggest Earth is ascending directly to 5D, bypassing the 4D. Okay, so many teachers like Dolores Cannon and Bashar suggest Earth is ascending directly to 5D, bypassing the 4D. Okay, Then why? Because 4D is often seen as a bridge dimension. Okay, this actually language works really well for me. I kind of get this. It's a bridge dimension, not a stable destination, but a transitional state of expanded awareness. Okay, so what I like about that is that we move from 3D to 4D first, allowing our nervous systems, our bodies to be upgraded. In that, like right now, I'm starting to get, I can tell that my spirit team is starting to talk to me a little bit more, through cards that I pulled yesterday during a video, or like pressure on my head. I can just feel it. But to do that, if I went from 3D to 5D, like boom, I think that would be a much more disruptive transition. And that is not something I personally would like to experience. So I like the idea of a bridge dimension. Okay. The alternative view is a 3D to 4D shift. So some channelers, this is what AI says, some channelers, like your source, which is the conversation I was having yesterday about the person who is channeling Bashar. I will link that video below if you want to watch that. The 4D is a vibrational state. So this is only 3D to 4D now. So people who think we're just moving from 3D to 4D. The 4D is a vibrational state where time becomes fluid, psychic abilities awaken, and realities overlap. Think astral plane, lucid dreaming, or in-between phase. And that the fifth dimension is beyond human form. That's exactly how I heard Darryl, who, again, I'll link the video below, was mentioning this from his perspective. Okay. Their reasoning is humans are still in physical form, so we're shifting into 4D, which is higher awareness, but still incarnated, while 5D would require shedding the body entirely. Okay. But there's differences on that. So AI says which is accurate. Well, both, depending on the framework. If you follow the Earth ascending narrative, we're moving to 5D as a planet. So we're moving to 5D as a planet, meaning humanity evolves into a higher state while still in a physical form. We're just less dense. Okay. If you follow the dimensional hierarchy strictly, is the 4D is the next step for incarnated beings, and 5D is post-human. So I think for me right now, what's feeling the most comfortable, and just based on things that we've been reading, like the Golden Future and the Spirit Circle, I feel more comfortable with the narrative of Earth ascending. And I just read more comments about that. I see more YouTubers talking about Earth ascending, that we are moving as humanity from a 3D to a 5D. So I think when I use the language for now on, that's where I'm going to sit with that. But let me know what you think. What do you think based on what I just read? What feels right to you? What feels the most comfortable? I love the idea that 4D is the bridge, though. Like that really works for me, that we're all shifting. Let's just shift to the 4D together first. Okay. Then we can shift to the 5D. Let's just take this in, slow and calm. And so really that's what we're doing right now. Is I am personally working on shifting from the 3D to the 4D. And I'm hoping you'll come along with me. So, okay, so I just thought that was interesting. I thought, well, let's see what AI has to say and then see if you have any other perspectives on that. Okay. Okay, so I have 2 messages for today and 2 card decks. All right, using the pendulum. So using a pendulum and a map. Okay, where our spirit guides can tell us messages specifically, which I love. So I always ask them, as a reminder, I always ask them to give me a message for the collective community. So I ask all of our spirit teams to come together to give us messages. Okay, they gave us a personal message and a political message. This is the personal message. I'm just going to fold this part because this is the personal message. Must love yourself. Must love yourself. Okay. And again, we're working on moving from the 3D to the 4D. I think in order for us to do that, that's the kind of messaging I'm going to be asking them to give us, that if we want to go from the 3D to the 4D, that I want those kind of messages. Okay. Now this is the political message, and then we'll pull some cards. Okay. The political message, once again, you guys are going to crack up, is wait for Jack Smith. Okay. Wait for Jack Smith. Those little stinkers. They said that, and I was like, yeah, we've been waiting. We have been waiting. You've been telling us for 2 months. So if you haven't been around the channel, they've been telling us, I've been doing pendulum messages now every day. Well, Sunday through Thursday mostly, but pendulum messages. And so I have this whole list of them, right? So I've got all of these, and they've been telling us just, Jack Smith, Jack is here. That was on the 18th of March. So things obviously are shifting, but we're back to Jack Smith messages again. Okay, let's do the, just because that one's funny, let's do the political one first and see. Okay. Okay, so I close my aura. This is the deck they wanted me to use for the political, is Angel Answers. So I'm like, okay, are they going to give us a prediction now or what? So we'll see. Okay, so Angel Answers. All right, you guys. Oops, I just got something. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me just say my prayer first. So I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides, guardians, and only those of the highest and purest light. And I ask Archangel Michael to please protect this community and all of our channels, so it is only of the highest and purest light. Amen. I've added that recently, that last part. Okay, so you guys, what do you want us to know about Wait for Jack Smith? Wait for Jack Smith. What do you want us to know about Wait for Jack Smith? Why are you telling us that again? Getting some pop-ups, but not anything. Okay, I'm just going to pull those and see if any of those... They know I would prefer just one card would be great. Let me just see if any of those are the message. Okay, one card would be amazing, you guys. Okay, so I've got 4 in front of me. So... did I pull the correct card for this message of Wait for Jack Smith? Yes. Okay. Do you want me to read all 4 of these cards? No. Okay. How about the one on the right, the far one on the right? Yes. Number 2? No. Number 3? No. And number 4 on the left? No. So just the one on the right, the far one, the first one? Yes. Okay. All right. Let's see what this is. Oh. Okay. They're asking us to trust. They're asking us to trust. Image is really cool. There's more going on behind the scenes, isn't there? There's a lot going on here that we don't always see. A lot of you do. A lot of you guys have that. You see it. Okay, so trust. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but let's just see. This is a time for trust. Sometimes there is no yes or no to a question. There are situations where we are better served by not knowing what is to come, so that the miracle can unfold before our very eyes. Like children opening a gift, part of the magic of our lives is found in the joy of surprise. Trust that your angels have something amazing in store for you, even if they can't quite tell you what it is yet. Okay, so I wonder, like Jack Smith is kind of a symbol for us of justice. So if you're not sure who Jack Smith is, you could Google that. Jack Smith in relation to F-45, let's just say. Donald Trump. Okay. Okay, so interesting. They're asking us to trust. So let me know how you feel about that. What do you think about that message for today? And the wait for Jack Smith. Feels encouraging to me. Okay, so let's do a quick card on for must love yourself. Okay, as we are transitioning from 3D to 4D. I think we should just I think we should just talk about transitioning from 3D to 4D for now, knowing that the final destination is 5D, but let's just take this one step at a time. I mean, I could ask, hey, you guys, is our discussions of our transitioning, our raising our vibrations, are we transitioning from 3D to 4D first? Yes, okay. And then are we ultimately transitioning to 5D on this planet? Yes, okay. So we are transitioning to 5D in physical form. So all of humanity, like on Earth, is transitioning to 5D. Is that correct? So yes. So Earth will become a 5D experience for all of humanity. Yes. And that doesn't, I mean, the whole thing of like the splitting timelines, and some people still want to stay in the 3D, and that's okay, but they might, I don't, how that's going to work out. But so is it your recommendation for those who are hanging out in this community that we focus right now on shifting from the 3D to the 4D? To just kind of take it one step at a time? Yes. Okay. Okay. That works for me. I can do that. Okay, so let's do that. Let's focus on, and that's, the inner work and, everything you can do to kind of raise your vibration. If you're wondering, well, like, what do I do? Part of it is just really, what kind of, it's loving yourself. It's loving yourself, must love yourself. So whatever you need to do and whatever I need to do, we're all doing this differently because we're all working on how do we love ourselves unconditionally. How do we do that? Because the 5D, if we're going to move to the 5D is described as unity consciousness. So there's no good or bad, right or wrong anymore. There's no judgments, right? It's unity consciousness, timelessness, unconditional love. Well, you can't unconditionally love others if you're not unconditionally loving yourself. So I think my intuition has been saying for a couple months now that we have to, as we move from 3D to 4D, the work is in ourselves. It's inside. It's here. Okay? So whatever you can do, whether it's therapy, whether it's reading spiritual books just to get more perspective, change your perspective, change your perceptions, healing the inner child stuff. I'm working on that right now, So, okay, let's just see. 4 or 5 cards dropped. I'm going to just ask them for 1. All right. Or maybe we have 3, you never know. Okay, I do notice that I'm running low on battery though, so that's not good. I got 8% left. If for some reason I just leave like that, that's because my computer turned off, and I'll just see you in the next video. Okay, I think we'll be okay. All right. Hey, you guys. Did are one of the cards that you want me to read, are they in front of me? Yes. Any more in the deck you want me to pull? No. Okay. So card number 1. Yes. Card number 2. Yes. Card number 3. No. Card number 4. Yes. And card number 5. No. Okay. So we've got 3 cards. That makes me wonder if this is going to be a pick one. Let's see. So would you like us to do a pick one? No. Okay, you want me to read all 3 for everybody? Okay. All right, so just usually sometimes we'll do a pick one. If you've been around, you know that you could, and you could still do this right now, is you could take a deep breath, close your eyes, say 1, 2, or 3, see which one fits best for you. But they're telling me in terms of must love yourself that they want us to hear all 3 messages. So, okay, so let's see. This is, did I show you what it was? Ask your guides. Ask your guides. Okay. All right, so the first one is truth, higher self. Okay, we're talking about must love yourself. So learning the truth about yourself. Okay, it's interesting that it is higher self, isn't it? This is a 10, so people who are into numerology, if you have any insights about numerology, that would be amazing if you could post it in the comments. It's a 1 card. 1 plus 0 is 1. Okay, so truth. Oh, exhaustion. Exhaustion. Helper guides. Okay, helper guides. Again, we're talking about must love ourselves. Anybody else feeling exhausted? I think we're going to experience this as we shift from 3D to 4D. We're going to have to be much kinder with ourselves in terms of expectations. You know, especially depending on where you live in the world, the expectation has always been hustle, 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 especially in the US. We're going to have to be much kinder with ourselves and give each other permission to do that because of the exhaustion. Okay, it's a 19, which means it's 10, which means it's another 1. Wouldn't that be amazing if we had another 1 card? Okay, so higher helper guides. Oh my, okay. Look at the number. Okay, all right, we have 111. That was fun. That was really fun. Prayer, guardian angel. Okay, so they are asking us to, I can just intuit this without even reading the book. You probably could too. First of all, we have a 111 message. Okay. I'd have to Google what 111 is because I don't have the numbers off the top of my head. So if anybody wants to offer some ideas on 111, well, I can Google it real quick. Okay, so prayer, ask your guardian angels for what you need, okay, to love yourself. What is it that you need to love yourself? What is it? What do you need to clear? What do you need to get a new perspective on? What do you need clarity on so that you can love yourself? You can ask for those things and ask for the truth of your higher self. Ask your higher self to just tell you the truth. Just tell me the truth. I'm tired of beating myself up. I'm tired of feeling like I'm less than. What is the truth about me and how can I, radiate that truth, And as you go through this process, helper guides are here to help with your exhaustion. You don't have to do this by yourself. That's why we're doing it together. We're doing it together with our higher selves. We don't have to do it alone. Okay, so let me just do a quick Google search on 111. Okay, so just keeping in mind that sometimes there's different interpretations. I actually did ask AI because then AI can collect all the different interpretations. So the 111 is you're aligning with divine beginnings. Trust your path. Trust your path. Truth. Okay. Seeing 111 is a powerful sign from your angels and the universe that you are in a manifestation portal. Again, wasn't this amazing? I was like, it's going to be amazing if we get a 1. I mean, that just blows my mind. I love that so much. I love that so much for us, Okay, key meanings. Divine timing is active. Your thoughts and intentions are manifesting rapidly. Stay focused on what you want, not what you fear. Okay, that will help raise our vibration and move us from 3D to 4D. Okay, new beginnings. A fresh chapter is opening. Release old cycles with gratitude. Release old cycles with gratitude. Okay, that's what we're doing. We need to must love ourselves. Then we need to release those old cycles, those old patterns, those old ways of telling ourselves. Maybe even shedding some people around us. Okay, but doing that with gratitude. New beginnings. Alignment check. Your soul is syncing with your highest path. ask. So ask in prayer. Ask in prayer. Does this choice feel light or heavy? So alignment checking. I love that. Alignment checking. Does this choice feel light or heavy? And then number 4, you are a co-creator. The universe is mirroring your beliefs. Affirm, I choose thoughts that empower me. I choose thoughts that empower me. That's the 111 message. Your angels say, we are guiding you towards opportunities that match your soul's growth. Take inspired action, even if it's small. Doubt is just fear of your own power. You are safe to expand. Amazing. That was amazing. This one. There we go. Okay, well, have an awesome day, and hopefully you got some inspiration out of this and got some good messages, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.